Girl, you've got yourself a heck of a smile, rosy and rowdy and redeeming. But I can't help noticing that it's been a while since I have seen it beaming. Oh, the wind is beckoning, come on, taste this moment before it's gone. Every breath is a secret dawn. Oh, sister, come on, what's keeping you from singing? What's keeping you from dancing, dancing, dancing? What happened to the whispering stories that invite you to listen to your heart? Listen to your heart. What's stopping the sweet, sweet silence of the night from gentling the winding of your mind? Whatever's getting in the way of the truest part of you, sister, lay that load aside. Oh, sister, lay it aside. Lay it aside. Whatever's getting in the way of the truest part of you, oh, lay that load aside. Lay it aside. Lay it aside. Lay it aside. Although the road you're on may be as rough as they come, walk on, walk on, walk on. Remember that the heart of a woman is a powerful drum. Listen to it beating in you. Listen to it beating. Listen, listen. Listen to it beating. Listen, listen. Listen to it. It's beating in you. It's beating in you. What's keeping you from singing? What's keeping you from dancing, dancing, dancing? What happened to the whispering stories that invite you to listen to your heart? Listen to your heart. What's stopping the sweet, sweet silence of the night from gentling the winding of your mind? Whatever's getting in the way of the truest part of you, sister, lay that load aside. Oh, sister, lay it aside. Lay it aside. Whatever's getting in the way of the truest part of you, oh, lay that load aside. Lay it aside. Lay it aside. Lay it aside. Although the songs come harder when you're not feeling strong, sing on, sing on, sing on. Remember that your voice is a ribbon braided into our songs. Listen to it calling to you. Listen to it calling. Listen, listen. Listen to it calling. Listen, listen. Listen to it. It's calling to you. It's calling to you. What's keeping you from singing? What's keeping you from dancing, dancing, dancing? What happened to the whispering stories that invite you to listen to your heart? Listen to your heart. What's stopping the sweet, sweet silence of the night from gentling the winding of your mind? Whatever's getting in the way of the truest part of you, sister, lay that load aside. Oh, sister, lay it aside. Lay it aside. Whatever's getting in the way
Good morning. Can everybody hear me? My name is Wim Sweldens, and I'm a longtime member here at Beacon. I like to use the he and him pronouns. And for those of you who are visually impaired, I'm sort of a tall, white, middle-aged man with graying hair. I'm wearing a pink dress shirt today. And I actually wore that because I'm going to see a movie later today. And I wanted to be in the theme, and I'll give you a hint, it's not Oppenheimer. Anyway, you guys might be more familiar with seeing me as a worship associate here. But today, I'm actually leading the service as a special opportunity. Sort of feel I got a battlefield promotion. It feels a little bit, it's like all of a sudden it's the co-pilot who has to fly the plane. Well, it's not even the co-pilot, because the co-pilot is trained. I mean, it's like the flight attendant or the baggage handler is like flying the plane. But I think we can all do this together, and I think if you help me out a little bit, we can land this plane without crashing too much. We are here this morning from the land of the Lenni Lenape. We are Beacon. We are a radically inclusive community. We are rooted in relationship. We are focused on growing our spirit and healing the world. Welcome to all of you. If you're watching this remote via live stream, feel free to say hi or put your name in the chat. We have our member and volunteer Carol Setchell who will be there to greet you and interact with you online. If you're here in person, and if you're new to the building or new to the congregation, we have Suzanne in the back. Say hi to Suzanne, who is our greeter today. And if you want a little bit more about our building or about our community, Suzanne will meet you right here in front of the pulpit at the end of the service, and she can show you around. We usually say that as part of the showing around, I will tell you the important things like where the bathrooms are and so on, but I don't think those are the important things. I think the important things is where the coffee is. Then later on you'll find the bathroom anyway. Also special thanks to our volunteers, Michi and Suzanne, who are hosting our coffee hour today. Thank you all for being here, and we now light our chalice.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dick Muldoon, and I am the worship associate today. I use the he, him pronouns, and if you can't see me, I am 6 feet 2 inches tall, white-haired, clean-shaven senior who resembles a pear, not a beanpole. Our chalice lighting, as always, is intended to focus us all on being here in the moment with each other. And today, the chalice lighting is being done with the first verse of a poem by Maya Angelou. And the poem is called Alone. Lying, thinking last night how to find my soul a home where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone, I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone.
It's so nice to start off the new month
your hymnal today, but you can always look at it if you prefer. It's 10:18. If you would like to stand in body or spirit and join in singing, we'll start with the song. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound.
Good morning, Beacon. My name is Dennis Mannion. I go by the pronouns he and him. I'm a member of our Beacon chaplain team. Our role as chaplains is to extend the spiritual care of this community. We recognize that everyone from time to time needs care at different points in our lives. And as chaplains, we offer ourselves as a one-to-one resource for deep listening, and in that listening, provide a foundation for healing. If you have any questions about our chaplain program, you can see me after the service or any member of the ministry team. You can also learn more about our chaplain program on our Beacon website. Look under the Heal the World tab on the homepage. All conversations are held in strict confidence. Another way we extend the spiritual care of our community is by facilitating our weekly ritual of community candlelighting. And I'm going to ask Dick maybe to help get us started. Thank you, Dick. And you see that Dick and I got the same memo about what to wear today. So that's why I asked Dick. Today, we light a candle for Mitchell Vines, our former music director, and his family, who are mourning the loss of his mother, who was 98 years old. For member Isabel Arnston, a Beacon member who at 101 years old has now entered hospice. For her daughters, Amy and Barbara, and with gratitude to Chris and David Gordon, who've maintained Beacon's relationship with Isabel after she moved to Pennsylvania. We light a candle of love and healing for all those who are dealing with challenging medical diagnoses and treatments. We light a candle of support for anyone living with alcohol or other substance addictions, and for their families and loved ones. We light a candle of support for anyone living with, a candle of gratitude for 12-step recovery programs like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and Al-Anon. And finally, we light a candle of celebration for Carol Satchel and her husband, Gene, who just passed the naturalization exam. For these and so much more, we invite you to come forward now to light a candle here in our sanctuary or for wherever you may be at home.
Our next song is Building Bridges, which is also in the hymnal. It's number 1023. And again, you might not need to use the hymnal, so we're going to try to learning things so that we are familiar with them by ear. This song says, building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. So we're all going to start by making some harmony. I think you could have a D minor chord. So even without singing any words, you can always participate in harmony in this song, all you have to do is like this. All you have to do is sing that note or hum that note. You kind of share in the acoustics of the group that way. And then we can add in this other kind of note or gesture. It goes, so I'm just going to sing this. again. So I invite some of you to actually try to do that line. So I'm going to start singing the tune, which goes like this. Building bridges between our divisions. So let's try singing that. Building bridges between our divisions. The next line goes, I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, with all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Keep on going, building bridges. Da, da, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Well, that was a beautiful sound.
Thank you all. I'd like to call forward now Rosemary Wright, who is our Beacon member and who will share her testimonial.
Hi. Well, I'm Rosemary Wright. Not that much. My pronouns are she and her. I have brown, curly hair, and I'm on the other side of middle age. We won't say where I am. I've been retired for some time now, from 2 careers, as an AT&T manager and as a sociologist of gender. They have relationships, believe it or not. My husband passed away 6 years ago. I have a son in his 30s who is married with 2 children. I find a sense of the holy in communicating with red-tailed hawks, which is a little odd to some people. I live in Watchung and sail a boat on Chesapeake Bay. I've spent much of my life as a member of the Episcopal Church, sometimes attending, sometimes not, sometimes believing, sometimes not. At one time, even attempting to help people find individual ministries, as well as codify their own beliefs. But always wondering about my own ministry and my own beliefs. I don't take the Bible literally. I am, in fact, much taken with the teachings of Episcopal Bishop Jack Spong. Some of you may know the name. He argues that the stories in the Old Testament do not literally predict occurrences in the New, but that much of the New was written to substantiate and confirm the stories in the Old. Heresy to some, relevance to me, and revelation to me. I learned and repeated these stories many years. They're most insightful. Their teachings are things I want to follow, to be a good person, an ethical person. Many of my values come from these stories. When I joined Beacon about a year ago, I brought these stories with me. I was looking for a community of people with values like my own, but not necessarily beliefs in the same stories. A community where everyone is accepted, regardless of what they believe, how they identify, and how others identify them. Where actions are more important than beliefs, and actions are expected to help others, and not to work in individual self-interest. I've been watching and listening, hearing the principles, and enjoying the company. I've jumped into several activities. I'm a worship associate on the Widening the Circle Committee, and I'm in a community group. I brought stories and values. I found action and community.
Thank you. Our offering will now be gratefully given and received.
Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Lift you up, oh, lift you up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift you up. Lift you up, oh, lift you up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift you up. Hold us close, oh, hold us close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold us close. Hold us close. Oh, hold us close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold us close. Do you want to sing with me? Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. I invite you to stand in body or in spirit and join in singing We Give Thanks, which is number 1010 in the hymnal. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for we'll gather
Our reading today is an excerpt from the book Adventures in Faith and Family by Susan Lukey. Everything good and essential in life is rooted in relationship. Parenting is about relationship, not techniques. Faith is about relationship, not prescribed beliefs. Children learn faith through their relationships with their family and their faith community. Relationship is a journey and an adventure. A relationship doesn't just happen, it grows and develops between two people. The path is the same, though it may have unique bumps, twists, and turns along the way. Whether it is the relationship developing between a child and parent, or between two adults, or between humans and God, the journey has the same root. This journey of a relationship's growth can be effectively visualized through a metaphor used by Dr. Gordon Neufeld. He uses the image of the plant and the roots that attach it to the earth, allowing it to grow and flourish. The attachment of those roots to the earth is required for the plant to mature. Separation of the roots from the ground inhibits and even ends growth. As parents, grandparents, and caring adults in a child's life, we are the gardeners who tend the roots and create good conditions for the roots to grow deep so that the plant, child, can flourish. The deeper the roots grow, the better a plant can receive the soil's nutrients and also hold on through stormy weather. In the same way, the deeper the child's relationship with their caring adults, the better the child can hold on to those relationships when circumstances place them apart. Those relationships buffer and support them wherever they are and whatever they are facing in life.
Hello again. This is your baggage handler talking. You might want to fasten your seatbelt. Anyway, as some of you know, I like to ride my bike. Some of you see it parked outside the Beacon. I really shouldn't get any credit for riding it here because I literally live a block away. I could almost walk faster. But I do, on occasion, like to bike longer rides. And I have this bike app that tracks how much I bike. And in the month of July, I decided to sign up for this challenge that the app has. It's called the Everest Challenge. It's not like you're actually biking up Mount Everest, but you basically, during the month, do the same vertical elevation of 29,000 feet that is Mount Everest. I thought this could be fun. Fun is different meanings. But I really got into it. I really was motivated, I was fascinated, I was enthusiastic. Some of my friends might say a little obsessed with it, but every day I would find longer commutes to work that are more hilly. Unfortunately, it's not that hard to find hills around here. But, so every day I would do it. And then finally, on the 28th of the month, I got the challenge. I did the 29,000 feet. But it was a little anticlimactic, I must say. Because now I got this silly digital badge in the app. And I'm like, what did I do? I'm like, I spent like 30 some hours riding my bike, mostly to the Watchung Reservation. which, if you know it, is absolutely gorgeous. It's just so beautiful. And I sort of missed most of it, just thinking about how many feet of elevation that particular ride would be. So anyway, we all do things every day. We wake up in the morning and we have the next 12 hours ahead of us that we can invest how we want, how we choose to. So shout out to me, what on an average day do you spend time on? What do you do? Childcare. Childcare? More childcare. Oh, there's a theme here. What else we do? Jogging, work, laundry, yeah, read, yes. A lot of different things. Yeah? We do a lot of different things. All of us, every day. Now, I like to think about the stuff we do, and this will be a theme a little bit, as the input. We put in an hour, we put in a couple of hours. Childcare, work, biking, whatever it is that we do. Now, we do these things for a reason, you know? We do them for a reason because we want to get something out of them, you know? Like a fancy digital badge. Let's call that the output. No? So we put in input, we get out output. The output could come in lots of different forms. We work in a job, we get a paycheck. We study for an exam, we get a grade, or we get a degree or diploma, or we watch Netflix and we just enjoy it, or we see children grow up. So let's call that the output. All right? Now, we are taught as young children to focus on the output. The output is important. You got to have goals. What are you going to be in life? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? When I went to school, we studied Latin and we were taught this Latin phrase. It says, nil arduum volentibus. It means nothing is hard if you just want it enough. That was sort of the ethos we were taught. And we are taught that it's important that the output is more than the input. You should get more out than you put in, because why would you do it? We even make entire business school MBA programs around this that have fancy spreadsheets to calculate the return on investment, because we divide the output by the input. It better be bigger than one, because otherwise, why are we doing it? Sort of almost as a culture or as a society, we're so focused on this output. We're almost obsessed by it. Just like I was with my biking. Even if you switch on the TV or you watch on the internet, you constantly see that we put people on pedestals who have achieved a lot of output. Either because they have wealth or youth or beauty or success or acclaim, and we say like, look, we put them on a pedestal. And we say, they're happy. They have all this output. You should want this too, and more. Maybe double the output, maybe triple the output. And we do this in different ways to each other. Often when we have casual conversations, like, how are you doing? Often we ask each other questions like, hey, did you get that job? Did you finish your degree? Did you get your diploma? Did you get your promotion? Did you get the apartment you were looking for? Did you get the car? There's a lot of getting. We sort of crave it in a way, and we almost encourage each other to crave it. So now bear with me. We're Unitarians. We're rebels a little bit. We like to do things upside down. Can you help me and see if we can turn this upside down and try to sort of let go of the output for a moment? Well, let's just focus on the input. Is there a way to think about the input being the value? The input, what we get out of it, almost independent of the output. The good thing of the input is we can completely control it. We can decide how much we put into something. We usually can't control the output. Might depend on a lot of things that we don't control. Then maybe we can not worry about it too much. Up to a point. I know we all have basic needs that we need to have met. And I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're studying for an MBA program. But maybe there is a way to think that the input is the output. Is there a way, as we often like to say, that the journey is the destination? Even if we sort of don't get there, it's okay. Now, it's all very easy to say. Might be hard to do. I struggle with it. Sometimes it's just too hard to do this. Now here's a little secret. We don't have to do this alone. We can do this as a group. We can do this as a community. We can be each other's inputs and outputs and connect relationships and roots, which is our theme for this month. Rooted in relationship, like Dick was talking about in his reading. And it made me think about some research I read about a couple weeks ago. Professor Julia Holt-Lundstedt from Brigham Young University did a research on longevity and happiness. And what she did is that she took a group of middle-aged people, like some of us, and she observed them for many, many years, like 20 years. 20 years later, she checked in with them. It's like, how is everybody doing? Is everybody still alive? Are they happy? Are they healthy? And she did extensive research to try to find a correlation between the lifestyle choices that people make and their ultimately longevity and happiness. I thought this would be interesting. I got to look into the results. So you might guess what some of these results are and what some of the lifestyle choices are. For example, one group of lifestyle choices that you might think of is like weight, exercise, healthy diet, all those type of things, you know? Turns out that from all of the things, that was almost the lowest correlation with longevity and healthiness. So if you missed gym this week, if you gained a few, don't worry about it. There were another group of things, like don't smoke, don't drink excessively, get your flu shot, get your COVID shot. There was like a medium impact on longevity, and those are generally good things to do. But the highest correlation that was the best predictor of longevity and happiness were two things. One of them was your close relationships, your inner circle, your partner, your children, the people you are emotionally closest with, that if you ever have any challenge or dire straits, you can call on them and they know they will help you no matter what. But the other part, and this is what I find the most surprising, is the part that I like to call your social network. No, not your Facebook friends. Your actual physical face-to-face contact with people. And they don't necessarily have to be deep relationships. They could be very more shallow or casual relationships, like the conversation you have with the mailman, like the chat you have with the barista making your coffee, the random person you meet on the street and share something with. Those things are all parts of relationships and roots. And it made me think of what Dick talked about, Dr. Gordon Neufield's analogy, where he compares relationships to roots. Now, if you think of a tree, if you look carefully, sometimes when a tree falls over, the roots of a tree are actually not very deep. Most trees have actually very long, but very shallow roots. They don't go very deep. But what they do, particularly in a forest, that the roots sort of intertwine and mingle and make a network between all the trees that keeps all of them upright, when a storm comes around. And some research even shows that they use these roots to communicate with each other, to find a network. And that, I find the best analogy of our theme of the month, which is we, as Beacon, can be rooted in relationships. Long relationships, short-term relationships, deep relationships, shallow relationships. They all are part of our network. Now, how do we do this? And how do we connect it back to this challenge that we have looking at input versus output? Well, here's a simple idea. When we have these casual conversations, maybe we shouldn't always ask the get question. Did you get it? It doesn't matter. Maybe we shouldn't always look to praise results. Let's try to praise effort. Let's try to praise time. Let's try to praise energy and emotion and vulnerability and all of the things that are our input. Just like my silly biking. It's the beauty of the Watchung Reservation that I should praise, not the silly batch. So it's small things that we can do to every day build this rooted network of relationships. And the important part is we cannot let people fall between the cracks or between the roots. I'll go off script for a moment and I'll tell you one little story. My father, who might be watching, no surprise, runs a bike group that he's been running for 25 years. Every week they get together for a ride. And what he does, he very meticulously keeps a spreadsheet of who attends which ride. And why does he do that? Because if he notices the person doesn't show up for 3 or 4 weeks, he gives them a call. Again, those are the small things that we can do. But there's so much more that we can do. If you look at some of the injustices in our society, injustices like racism and poverty and many of the isms that have been going on for many, many generations, that a lot of recent research shows that the results of these are actual traumas, generational and relationship traumas that exist right around us. We don't have to look very far. We see them every day. Or maybe we can use this and this theme of our month of Rooted in Relationship to make sure that nobody falls to the roots, that everybody has a chance, even if they've fallen out of the network or they lost their roots. Maybe, just like my dad, we can make a new root and make a new connection and make people heal from some of the trauma that they or their families or their racial group or their ethnicity have undergone, sometimes for generations at a time. We are Beacon. We cannot and will not let anybody fall through this network. We will reach out and grow roots every day. We are Beacon, and we are rooted in relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Wim. And thank you for everyone who participated in the service today. I also want to thank Irvin for sending our stream out into the world, and Thule, who is helping with our sound in the back. It's like above and beyond. So our closing song is going to be Where You Go, I Will Go. And I know that many people here know it. I invite you to stand in body or spirit and sing this song, which really is about being rooted in relationship. It's Where You Go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you
Sorry, I had to show up from the back. You guys can hear me, right? Some of you have asked me why I'm masking. I'm masking because I feel fine, but I've been traveling internationally. So, you know, you just got to test for the next 4 or 5 days and make sure everything's all right. But thank you for your concern. And now for something entirely different. Thank you for all of you who played along for the month of July for our reboot series. How many of you did it? I see your names in the... Come on, raise your hand so people can see. There's a whole lot more names than hands raised, so I don't know where these people have gone. And today is prize day. Today is when we get to open the Wonder Box and draw for the prizes. So are we ready? Yeah. Okay, we're going to go backwards. Prize 3, prize 2, prize 1. It's just random. It's just random. Deb Weiler. Did I say the name right? Deb, you got 3rd prize. Woo! Wait. Deb, do you want to come up? This is so delightful that people actually did this, because when Robin first suggested it, Robin Wood, right? It was like, wait, what are we doing? Deb, congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, second prize. This is, again, you won't believe me, this is a little odd, but the next winner is Jim Weiler. Jim, congratulations. This is, so the Weiler family must be really good at this, right? Like, just very good at it. And our first prize is Laura Kramer. Laura, are you here today? Laura, are you here? Okay, somebody please text Laura and let her know that she won first prize. Thank you. And Wim, back to you now for our benediction.
Please rise for our benediction. And if you so... All right, so rise for our benediction. Please hold hands if you feel so inclined. Let's go and build this network of roots and relationship. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for your input into this service. We now extinguish this chalice and go out in this world and build roots, build relationships, and build a network. Amen.
Do not leave your cares at the door. Do not leave them there when you come into this place. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome here. And do not leave your cares at the door. Oh, bring your pain and sorrow and joy. There's a place for them upon the altar of life. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome here. And do not leave your cares at the door. This is a place of grace, place of losing and finding our way upon the winding road, meeting and parting, stumbling and starting over. Every story is sacred here, even yours. Even yours. So come on in and do not leave your cares at the door. Do not leave them there when you come into this place. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome in. Come in and do not leave your cares at the door.